straight up villain, straight up villain, a straight up villain. Hey, I think we're streaming. Let's find out if that's true. Checking on my signal here. Looks like I am coming through. Sounds like the volume's good as well. I'm going to punch the social medias here real quick. Regale you with my origin story before we get to work here. Give me a hot second while I get my copy-paste spam up and running here. And like I said, I'll tell you my story, what we got going on here. So, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. What's up? I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and I publish content online. So I've been a role-playing game enthusiast since 1987 when I started playing D&D back when I was a kid. I've been creating content for the DMsGuild since 2017, and currently I have been recruited by I don't know why I'm pulling such huge blanks right now, but Adam Hancock, he was the editor for my Spelljammer combat and exploration game. He has recruited me to help in a supplement that will be published on DMsGuild, basically taking all of the character class archetypes that have not already been added to the 2024 Player's Handbook, for us to take all of the remaining archetypes from the 12 core classes and create 2024 solutions for those while we wait however many years for WotC to get around to touching them again. So that's what we're doing, and I have been assigned. We basically put our names in hats for different things we were willing to do, and I was certainly happy to work on the monk. So that's what I've got. I've got 6 monk archetypes. There's 10 total that exist in D&D 2014. Sorry, in 2014. 4 of them are going to be in the 2024 book. That leaves 6 of them unserviced and left to homebrew to implement or to retain the old 2014 numbers. So let's update them. I'm going to update my screen here. All right, so I'm on the X Twitter platform at Phil Kearney. You can follow me there if you want to get notifications of like when I'm live and doing stuff if you want. For the channel here, I'm here 9 times per week. So like, subscribe, hey, new subscribers, thanks guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications. The work that we're doing here today for the monks is largely drawn from the work that we've already done in the Martial Powers project, which you can see a full playlist to here. The Martial Powers project itself is up and running. The Martial Powers project has been streamed here in the past. Battleships, sign up more, patrons. All right, anyway. So here is the Martial Powers project. Let's drop into this. We've already extracted the, here's the actual Martial Powers project that we're working on that has all the translations for Barbarian, Fighter, Monk, Ranger, Paladin, Rogue, as well as Artificer and Warlock using the alternate magic system Martial Powers, which is a mana-based martial magic system that is not spellcasting. So we are there's a huge power system and resources that are used with this, but that is not the scope of the project that Adam has recruited us for. We are specifically working on just translating the archetypes as they are on their own from 2014, which we have here, and we can then take all that stuff and translate it into what is now Way of the Ascended Dragon here using 2024 sensibilities. So I'm going to refer back to the WotC D&D Beyond document. I've got a timer going here to keep track. I am at lunch. I've got about 50 minutes today to make some progress, and so we're going to drill through this as far as we can go, and then we'll be back on Friday to drill through as far as we can go. We may potentially get it done on Saturday, and then we might get another roster of things to work on if necessary. But let's complete what's on our plate first before we decide to overwhelm ourselves. So, Way of the Ascended Dragon. The big significant changes that have happened to the system overall is the glam up at level 10 for different archetype features. The martial arts stuff that you get, like Step of the Wind, Flurry of Blows, blah blah, all that stuff upgrades at level 10. So most likely we're going to have an opportunity for us to mess around with the martial arts feature for 11th level. We're going to go through and take a look at what we have, and first we're going to look at what changes we've already, what exists in the book as it is, what changes we had previously made for use with the martial power system, and then we're going to downgrade the martial power system to instead comply with the non-resource mechanics that we have going with the monk here. So, Dragon Disciple, so without further ado, let me get started. So, dragons, blah, blah, blah. As a follower of the way of the Ascended Dragon, you decide how you unlock the powers of your dragon within yourself. The Ascended Dragon Origins table offers a number of possibilities. I'm going to skip this for now and just stick with the core mechanics. If this is something that we're going to duplicate or Adam wants to skip, we'll leave that to him. Right now, we're just working on the core class features. So, Draconic Disciple, third way of the Ascended. Oh, it's no longer Way of the Ascended Dragon. It is now Warrior of the Ascended Dragon, because all of these archetypes are now warriors. So Warrior this, Warrior that, Warrior of the Astral Self, Warrior. I don't know how they're going to retain Way of the Drunken Master, but I'm going to build it out and we'll take it from there. Warrior of the Kensei, Warrior. Let's instead call it Kensei Warrior. And Warrior of the Long Death. Way of the Sun Warrior of the Sun Soul. Maybe we'll call it, would Sun Soul Warrior sound bad? Warrior of the Sun Soul. Sun Soul Warrior actually sounds better. We'll see. We can flip it around. Warrior of the Long Death sounds right. Sun Soul Warrior, Kensei Warrior, Warrior of the Drunken. Is it Drunken Warrior? Warrior of the Astral Self, that sounds fine. Warrior of the Ascended Dragon. Let's call it Dragon Warrior instead. Okay, third level, you can channel destructive waves of energy like those created by the dragons you immolate. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of your attacks with an exhalation of draconic energy in either a 20-foot cone or a 30-foot line. That is 5 feet wide. Choose a damage type. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw against your focus save DC. Taking damage of the chosen type equal to 2 rolls of the martial arts die on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. At 11th level, the damage of the feature increases to 3 rolls of your martial arts die. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. While you have no uses available, you can spend 2 key points to use this feature again. So the reflex, the deflect attack that we now have, it allows you to deflect for free, and then you can spend 1 point of mana to redirect 2 dice of damage to another target. So this being 2 key is now out of balance. It should be 1 mana instead of 2. So hey Ralph, it's good to see you. So let's filter some text. Hey, where'd you go? I'm getting trippy over here. let's grab, my mouse is freaking out. There we go. So, Rel, what we're doing today is I got hired to help upgrade the archetypes that will not be in the 2024 handbook to serve in the 2024 handbook. So, I think I think the way that they do things now is that the way that we do it? Third Draconic Discipline. I think that's how we do it now. So I'm going to scoop and poop some text. You can Draconic Discipline, third, and 3. We'll figure out what the actual format's supposed to be. We'll take a look at some of the stuff that's being posted online to find out exactly how we're supposed to word this stuff. Alright, so we have this. Let's see, you can channel Draconic power to magnify your presence and imbue your unarmed strikes with the essence of a dragon's breath. You gain the following benefits. Draconic presence with the essence of your dragon's breath. You gain the following benefits. Draconic presence if you fail a charisma intimidation or a charisma persuasion check. You can use your reaction to re-roll the check as you tap into the mighty presence of the dragons. Once this feature turns a failure into a success, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Draconic reaction to re-roll the check. If you fail a charisma, a charisma intimidate or a charisma persuasion check, you can use your reaction to re-roll the check as you tap into the mighty presence of dragons. Once this feature turns a failure into a success, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Draconic strike. When you damage a target with an unarmed strike, you can change the damage type and the ton of dragons you want to speak, read, and write Draconic or one other language of your choice. Okay, a lot of this is useful. We're going to upgrade. Beep. Draconic presence, Draconic strike, tone of the dragon. You learn to speak, read, and write Draconic or one other language of your choice. There. Period. You can use this once per long rest. Let's see. If Draconic presence, you get the following benefits. If you fail a charisma intimidate or charisma persuasion check, you can use your reaction to re-roll the check as you tap into the mighty presence of dragons. Once this feature turns a failure into success, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can spend 1 focus point finishing a long rest. Let's see. Once you use this feature, once this feature turns a failure into success, you can't use it again until you finish. Alternatively, you can spend 1 focus point to use this feature again to regain use of this feature before then. Draconic strike. When you damage a target with an unarmed strike, when you damage a target with an unarmed strike with a monk weapon or unarmed strike. Alright, we still have 40 minutes. When you damage a target with a monk weapon or unarmed strike, You can change the damage type to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. Yeah. Ton of Dragon. Was a tonic strike. When you damage a target with an armed strike, you can deal acid, cold, fire, lightning damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. When you spend mana to channel a martial strike to an unarmed strike, the additional damage can be the same damage chosen for the unarmed strike. That's really useful. Okay, cool. So that stuff feels fairly resolved with some glam up. There we go. F11. Let's go check out Breath of the Dragon. Grab this up. You can channel destructive waves of energy like those created by the dragons you immolate. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of the attacks with an exhalation of draconic energy in either a 20-foot cone or a 30-foot line that is 5 feet wide, your choice. Choose a damage type, acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw against your focus save DC. I don't know if it's still called focus save DC. We'll look it up. It's either focus save DC, or it might be your martial arts DC. I'm not sure. Taking damage of the chosen type equal to 2 rolls of the martial arts die on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. That is a point. In the redirect, in the deflect damage, it's 1 point for 2 martial arts die damage to a target that's either adjacent to you in melee or up to 60 feet away in range. And if they succeed their saving throw, they take no damage. I'm still liking the idea of this being 1 focus point. You can spend 1 focus point to use this feature again, because that seems more in alignment with the power curve that they have now in 2024. 11th level, the damage of this feature increases to 3 rolls of your martial arts die. 3 plus 11. 3 minus 11 is 8. 11 plus 8 at 19th level. The damage of this feature increases to 4 rolls of your martial arts die. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest period. While you have no uses available, you can spend 1 focus point to use this feature again. That feels better. 60-foot, 20-foot cone, 30-foot line. I don't see any reason to change that. We'll leave that be. Die, comma, and at a 19th level, the damage of this feature increases to 4 rolls of your martial arts die. One to regain. That's a lot of power. I feel that's okay right now. We might come back and rebalance later, but that feels safe for now. We'll call it 6 and 11. When you use your Step of the Wind, you can unfurl spectral wings from your back that vanish at the end of your turn. While the wings exist, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all uses when you finish a long rest. Way of the Elements gets flight at 11th level. Like, just flat out flying aspect of the worm. Power of your draconic spirit now radiates from you, warding your enemies or inspiring fear in your enemies as well. Frightening presence, ascended aspect. Your dragon reaches its peak. You gain the following benefits: augmented breath. When you use breath weapon, you can spend 1 key to augment its shape and power. The exhalation becomes either a 60-foot cone. Okay, I'm down with that. Each creature, or half as much damage on a successful one. Blind sight, explosive fury. When you activate your aspect of the worm, draconic fury explodes around you. Wings. Let's go look at our wings. Power radiate from you, warding enemies around you. When you create this aura, you can create an aura of draconic power that radiates. As a bonus action, you can create a aura, and then down here, when you activate the aura, I think this is supposed to be the aura, but the wording is weird, so we're going to change that. But let's stay front legs forward. So, wings unfurled. When you use your step of the wind, step of the wind is disengage and dash. So when you unfurl spectral draconics, when you use step of the wind, when you use your bonus action for disengage and dash, you can unfurl spectral draconic wings from your back that vanish at the end of your turn. While the wings exist, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your. Yeah, we don't need to have that. Yeah, okay, great. This is good. We can do this. So copy wings unfurled. When you spend 1 focus point to use Step of the Wind, you can unfurl spectral draconic wings I'm going to call them magical draconic wings from your back that vanish at the end of your turn. While the wings exist, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. When you When you spend 1 focus point to use Step of the Wind, you can unfurl magical draconic wings from your back and vanish at the end of your next turn. While the wings exist, you have until the I see why they worded that. While the wings exist, because they'd be redundant and saying until the end of your turn. That vanish at the end of your turn. You can unfurl magical draconic wings from your back that vanish at the end of your turn. While the wings exist, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. And then it's 13th level. I believe it's 13th level where you get the upgraded movement. So I'll have to double check on that. At 13th level, you can and you spend a point to get the flight, so it's not limited per day. At 13th level, so the idea here is you can run along walls, you can run across water until the end of your turn. At 13th level, oh yeah, and then at 10th level, when you take Step of the Wind, you can carry somebody with you. That's a significant aspect of the feature. So 6th level, adding flight when you spend a point. At 10th level, 6, 10, and then 13. That feels about right. You can unfurl magical draconic wings from your back that vanish at the end of your turn. While the wings exist, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. At 13th level, you can unfurl starting at 13th level, anytime, whenever, starting at 13th level, I'm trying to word it as starting at 13th level, you can unfurl your during starting at 13th level, this feature improves so that you gain at 13th level, this feature improves so that you can have a flying speed starting at 13th level. This feature improves so that anytime you starting at 13th level. I'm power curving. So 6th level, it requires the dash. It requires a point of focus and step of the wind as a bonus action to gain the flight speed. By 13th level, we want you to have a flight speed, but you have to touch the ground. It's like the abundant step feature that we have in the martial power system, where until the end of your turn, starting at 13th level, starting at 13th level, the draconic wings can unfurl during starting at 13th level, the draconic wings can unfurl whenever you starting at 13th level, the draconic wings can now unfurl any turn unfurl. God, the wording on this is just difficult for some reason. Starting at 13th level, the draconic wings can now unfurl. Let's just make it easier. Let's just dumb it down so we know what we're trying to say. At 13th level, you can fly during your movement until the... Yeah, you can fly whenever you move during your turn. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. It could just be that simple. It is a definite upgrade that we're attempting, though. So 6, unfurled, wings unfurled. When you spend 1 focus point to use Step of the Wind, you can unfurl magical draconic wings from your back that vanish at the end of your turn. While the wings exist, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. Starting at 13th level, comma, the draconic wings, you can now starting at 13th level, you can unfurl your draconic wings. Whenever you move during your turn. You can unfurl your draconic wings. During your turn, you can... there it is. Starting at 13th level during your turn, level, comma. During your turn, you can unfurl your draconic wings anytime, whenever you move. Wings. During your turn, you can unfurl your draconic wings. Starting at 13th level, your draconic wings can remain unfurled while you remain how do I want to get it? I'm amazed how sticky this is for me. Starting at 13th level, your draconic wings can remain unfurled hold on. Frightful Presence, Resistance, Ascendant Aspect, Augmented Breath, Blind Sight, Explosive Fury. 6, 1, that's 5. Another 5 is 11. That's a decent place to put it. Maybe we'll just add that into Aspect of the Worm. Maybe that's what I should be doing. Maybe that's why I'm having so much trouble. Ascended Aspect. Ascended Aspect makes more sense. Maybe we should add it into Ascended Aspect. Okay, let's table that for now. I think I want to have, yeah, the ascended aspect. That just kind of makes sense. So we're gonna go with that. 11 Aspect of the Worm. I have that there, and then down here at 11th level, the damage increases, and at we'll make that 17th. Die, period. While you have no uses available, you can spend 1 focus point to use this feature again, period. Wings unfurled. You can fly and shit. 11 Aspect of the... Okay, I think I'm on the right path now. So let's go to Aspect of the Worm and grab up that. Drop down into here. So the power of your Draconic Spirit now radiates from you, warding your allies or inspiring fear in your enemies. As a bonus action, you can create an aura of Draconic power that radiates 10 feet from you for 1 minute. As a bonus action, you can create an aura of Draconic power that radiates 10 feet, that emanates from you for 1 minute. For the duration, you gain one of the following effects of your choice. Frightful Presence, when you create this aura, and as a bonus action on subsequent turns, you can choose a creature within the area. The target must succeed a Wisdom saving throw against your focus save DC. 20 minutes to go. Your focused save DC or become frightened of you for 1 minute. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a successful save. Resistance. Choose a damage type when you activate this aura. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. You and your allies within the area have resistance to that damage. Once you create this aura, you can't create it again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend 2 key points to create it again. Focus points to create it again. Yeah, I'm good with that as is. Rip. Unless you spend one focus point to use it again. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest, unless you expend 1 focus point to use it again. Fine, we'll leave it like that. Fuck off. Aspect of the Worm, we're good with that. Frightful Presence, dark. Choose a damage type when you activate this aura. You and your allies within the aura have resistance to that damage. Choose a damage type when you activate this aura. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. You and your allies within the aura have resistance to that damage. Period. In addition, I'm thinking about deflection. You already have, okay, deflection already works with this, and we're at level 11 now. That is when deflection comes into effect. So deflection is an attack roll that comes in that you can reduce the damage and redirect, even regardless of what type of damage it is. This is a damage type when you activate this cold. You and your allies within the aura have resistance to that damage. If it's a targeted attack, you could use a reaction to also deflect the damage. Once you create this aura, you can't create it again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend 2 focus points to create it again. That's appropriate for level 11. So your max rank -1 basically is the recharge cost that we're looking at right now. Choose a damage type when you activate the minimum of 1. Choose a damage type when you activate this aura. You and your allies within the aura have resistance to that damage. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a deflection thing with that, but I'm going to let that go. Just leave it like that. I don't think I need to fancy it up beyond that. 11, 16, 11, 17. So let's Explosive Flurry, Fury, Augment. Again, we'll check the proper nomenclature for this stuff. Your Draconic figure reaches its peak, you gain the following benefits. Augment Breath, Blind Sight, Explosive Fury. Augment Breath, Explosive Fury. When you activate your aspect of the worm, you gain Blind Sight out to 10 feet. Within that range, you can effectively see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if you're blinded or in darkness. Moreover, you can see an invisible creature within that range, unless the creature successfully hides from you. 1, 2, 3. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. This is where Blind Sight should be. You gain Blind Sight up to 10 feet. Within that range, at level 11, that's appropriate. Within that range, you can effectively see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if you're blinded or in darkness. Moreover, you can see an invisible creature within range, unless that creature successfully hides from you. That is a contradiction because the new language has hides. So you gain Blind Sight up to 10 feet. Within that range, you can effectively see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if you're blinded, even if it is invisible, you're blinded, or in darkness. That should fix, because this only works if they don't have total cover. So if they hide with partial cover, they have invisibility. You become invisible. The new 2024 mechanics has it so that when you hide, you become invisible. So making notation about invisibility and hiding with partial cover is redundant. So you can remove the aspect about invisibility. The entire Blind Sight works as long as they don't have total cover, which is how hide and invisibility already works. So that is going to be consistent and accurate. So, hey, Twin, how you doing? Sub and wow, Jesus, thank you. After the vertigo, oh man, that was such a fun thing to do. Oh man, if you are a fan of Robert Doyle, cool guy, really dig him. His random adventure and character background story generator. He has like this D20 question state because he made a supplement on DriveThruRPG for character creation and basically campaign background random generating. And he'll bring people on. On Monday, he'll have an interview with them. And then on Wednesday, we build a character using his D20 system. And oh my God, that was so fucking fun. You are absolutely going to love. That's I believe that publishes tomorrow. So definitely check that out. And thank you so much. I really appreciate your interest in the shit that I do. So cheers, man. That's probably true because I'm in an echoey room. I don't think there's much I can do about that. Oh, the echo is because my sound volume's up too much. I hear it now. I hear what you're saying. Hold on. Let me fix that. If I mute it, if I actually make it mute, the algorithm thinks that I'm a bot and it will down tick me for bots. But that should be low enough that the echo goes away. So it sounds like you're new to the channel, Steel. I'm here 10 times per week, Monday through Friday in the morning. I do artwork. Tuesdays and Thursdays like this, I do design. On Thursday and Saturdays, I typically do design or commissions. So right now, I've been commissioned to convert the 6 unpublished archetypes for 2024 into the 2024 format. And we had already done this using the Martial Power System playtest content that I have, which you can find on my Discord if you follow the links down below. But we did all the archetypes that exist for Barbarian, Fighter, Monk, Ranger, Rogue, Artificer, Barbarian, Paladin, Barbarian, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Oh, that's right. And then we made infusions for Artificer, and we made new invocations for Warlocks to use the power system. So we translated all the class archetypes, and then with the power system that we have, it complements the color mana spellcasting that I did for spellcasters. This gives the martial characters something to do with mana as well. So they gain bonus powers, and then we rebuilt all of their features to use those powers. But now I got hired by Adam Hancock, who was the editor that built my Spelljammer, that helped me build the Spelljammer book that I published. He hired me to reimagine the remaining 6 monk archetypes in the new 2024 language. So that's what we're currently stumbling through. So we're going to do this on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, possibly Thursday night until it's done, because I want to get this off my plate and out of the way, and then we'll continue working on all the other projects that we're working on. So... But, yeah. The system for boss, yeah, it really is. Yeah, right on, man. I'm really just catching up. Looking forward to, yeah, me too. Yeah, super, super cool. Let's see. Blind Sight. Oh, that's right. Frightful Presence. When you create this aura, and as a bonus action on subsequent turns, you can choose a creature within the aura. The target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw against your Focus save DC, or become. I don't know if Focus save DC is the right language or yet. I'm going to have to check all the content that's out there about 2024 to make sure that's on tap. Become frightened of you for 1 minute. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a successful save. Okay, fine. Resistance. Choose a damage type when you activate this aura. Acid, cold, blah. You and your allies within the aura have resistance to that damage. That's cool. Once you create this aura, you can't create it again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend 2 focus points to create it again. Okay, so that makes Bob your uncle. I'm fine with Bob being my uncle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Dragon Warrior. Features. Flavor text. Whatever. We'll get to the flavor text later. So, Ascended Dragon. We can just finish this up, and then we'll be good for the day. So what do we do? Ascended Dragon, your Draconic Spirit reaches its peak. You gain the following benefits. Augment Breath. When you use your Breath of the Dragon, you can spend 1 focus point. Again, let's remind ourselves. Breath Weapon. You can channel Destructive Waves. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all uses when you finish a long rest. You can expend 1 focus point to use it again before then. Okay, cool. So that works. So 1 point to use it if you're out of uses. Otherwise, it's free to use until it isn't. And then any of those times you can spend 1, or if necessary, well, you'd spend the point to get it back. And then when you're using it, you would spend a separate point. And you can use it as an attack instead of, let's look at that one more time. You can channel Destructive Waves like those created by the dragons you inlay. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of the attacks with an exhalation of Draconic Energy. At 3rd level, I only have 1 attack. So you can replace one of the attacks with an exhalation of energy. 3 rolls of die, 1 point to reuse. All right. So augment breath. When you use your breath weapon, when you use the breath of the dragon, you can spend 1 focus point to augment its shape and power. The exhalation of the draconic energy becomes either a 60-foot cone or a 90-foot line that is 5 feet wide, your choice. And each creature in that area takes damage equal to, there it is, 4 rolls of the martial arts die on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one, which is an upgrade from the 2, and then 3 for 1 point at 11th. And then it's larger range and more damage at 17th with 4 dice. 2 focus for 4 dice is appropriate for the expansion. Explosive Fury. When you activate your aspect of the worm, when you activate aspect of the worm. Okay, got it. So when you activate your aspect of the worm aura, I'm going to add aura just because to clarify what we're talking about. Draconic Fury explodes from you, period.net. Choose any number of creatures you can see in your aura. Each of those creatures must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, explosive fury. When you activate your aspect of the worm aura, the radius of the emanation increases to 30 feet, the same as the paladin aura increases to 30 feet. Increases to 30 feet, comma, and draconic fury explodes from you. Choose any number of creatures you can see in your aura. Each of those creatures must succeed on a dexterity saving throw against your focus save DC, or take 3d10 acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison damage, your choice. When is there aspect of the worm, the power of your draconic spirit radiates from you, warding your enemies, inspiring your fear. As a bonus action, you can create an aura of draconic power that emanates 10 feet from you for 1 minute. For the duration, you gain one of the following effects. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, aspect. Once you create this aura, you can't create it again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend 2 focus points to create it again. So we could reuse this ability for 2 mana, and when we do, we could then trigger Explosive Fury again. So when you activate your aspect of the worm aura, and the radius emanation increases to 30 feet, and Draconic Fury, and you can choose for Draconic Fury to explode from you. And you can choose to unleash Draconic Fury upon those around you. There we go. Choose any number of creatures you can see in your aura, and the aura is now 30 feet instead of 10. Each of these creatures must succeed on a dexterity saving throw against your focus save DC, or take, and we're going to upgrade that because one focus equals 2 dice. 2 focus equals 4 dice. And to use this, you only get it once, and then you have to use 2 mana to use it again. So that cycles correctly. And then when you use Draconic Breath, you can use 1 focus point to augment its shape and power. The exhalation becomes a 60-foot burst. That's Augment Breath. This is Explosive Fury. And then we have Draconic Wings. Let's see. When you can choose to unfurl. Damn it! Now we're back to the language. This is for augmenting and improving Wings Unfurled. So Wings Unfurled. Draconic Wings. That makes sense. You now the magical wings you can unfurl from your back can now remain. The magical wings, there it is. Your magical wings can now remain unfurled for however long you choose. while they remain unfurled, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed, and you gain and you can hover. There. So they can remain out. So the way that language works currently is that when you spend one focus point to use Step of the Wind, you can unfurl magical draconic wings from your back that vanish at the end of your turn. While they're there, I have a flight speed equal to my walking speed. And then at the end of my turn, I lose the wings and I would then fall. Equal to your walking speed. If ending your movement, if you end your movement while in the air, you gain the benefit of the Featherfall spell. So you can fly up and then slowly drift down. And then once we upgrade fully to Draconic Wings at 17th level, your magical wings can now remain unfurled for however long you choose. While they remain unfurled, you have a flying speed equal to, I want to increase the speed to make them even faster. Equal to twice your walking speed, and you can hover. There you go. And then again, if it gets destabilized, how does that word? If you end your movement while in the air, you gain the benefit of the Featherfall spell. That would not change. So if you end while they remain unfurled. Yeah, I don't need to give them the double speed. Twice your walking speed. While they remain unfurled, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed, and you can hover. While they remain unfurled, you can now hover as well. If you choose to that feels right. Hey, what's up? Like, would you add until the end of your next turn, something like that? Should there be a limit to how long the Featherfall lasts? Like, yeah. I don't think Featherfall has a limit like that, though. 5e Featherfall. If it does, then we're just going to take it rules as written. So, what's rules as written? And of course, that could have changed in 2024. However, choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. A falling creature's rate descends slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends. If the creature lands before the spell ends, until the spell ends. Duration 1 minute. So you got 600 feet worth of drop using this. Yeah. That's the technical bits. That's why I get hired to do shit. But you're absolutely right. So good eye. Your magical wings can now remain unfurled for however long you choose. While they remain unfurled, you can now hover as well. Back to the if you're in your movement while in the air, you gain the benefits of the Featherfall spell, which lasts a minute, which gives you 600 feet worth of falling over the course of 1 minute, 60-foot drop speed. Since it says you gain the benefit of the Featherfall spell, the Featherfall spell remains active. Cool. Okay, I'm okay with that. And I don't think there's anything broken about that. I think that jives. So let's go ahead and pick this up. Walk it over. drop it in. Let's unbold that. We'll rebold Augment Breath. We're going to rebold Draconic Wings, and we're going to Explosive Fury. No changes, no changes. There. Okay, I didn't provide the flavor details that might often come with these things, but we now at but I like this a lot. It's a lot smoother now. So at 3rd rank, we have the discipline, Draconic Discipline, which gives us point, 3 features. Wings Unfurled and Breath of the Dragon, they set stuff up at 3rd and 6th. Let's see, at 11th level, this feature increases, the three rolls of your damage die, Wings Unfurled. And then at 11th level, Aspect of the Worm, Doink, 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 3 features. And then 17th level, Ascended Aspect, Doink, 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 3 features, all of which upgrade things from previously, not introducing any new things. It's now just the Ascended Aspect. So I think that jives. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to, we're going to go, continue here. Bop. Beep, 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 beep. All right, so for those that are unaware, I have a Discord channel. Here's a link to it. Here's my Patreon page. You don't have to be a member of my Patreon page to access the About page. And on the About page, there is a permanent Discord link here that will lead you to my Discord channel. And on my Discord channel, that is where I am currently conducting on Monday nights. Maybe in the future it'll be Thursday. It'll probably be every month or so we have a vote, Monday night or Saturday morning. But currently we're at 6th level with the martial power system, implementing all the mechanics that we have in this that we built into this book so far. Building out characters in the Ravnica setting, using the modified Ravnica backgrounds to build martial power characters, and then run around inside of basically a hex crawl campaign, fighting Ravnica monsters and doing Ravnica stuff. So anyone that's interested in playtesting that, you are welcome to jump into my Discord channel, say hi, roll down to the martial powers playtest, sign up, and just raise your hand, say, hey, I'm interested in playtesting, I like this stuff. You already have access to this document through my Discord channel and my Patreon page and all of the martial power streams. So check that stuff out if you're interested. Other book stuff that I have, obviously the Color Mana Spell Point variant rules on the DMs Guild. My Spell Point Warlocks is like 4 sales away from being a gold medal pay what you want document. That's insane, by the way. Pacts and Patrons of Ravnica converts all of the guilds of Ravnica into otherworldly patrons. Ability check casting is a way for anybody to cast spells up to 9th level. And my color blindness condition, you can learn about that there. And the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration book that Adam Hancock was my editor to build. This is a 107-page deep dive into combat and exploration mechanics in the spelljamming setting using 5e, largely 5e24 mechanics, like the grappling rules and stuff like that is already using 2024. But once the Player's Handbook comes out, we'll update this stuff as needed, and you can see here tons of cool stuff going on inside here. We'll also be updating all of the Color Mana books. Jesus. We're going to update all of these books using 2024 because honestly, the 2024 mechanics have some really super cool stuff in them. All these books, we're going to upgrade all of them. So keep an eye out for that stuff. I'm going to be back on, what is this? I'll be back tomorrow morning. Yeah, to do more painting. So which videos would you start with to get into, introed into your bundle? Good question. Let's see. Let's go to Phil Kearney, and then let's go to Phil Kearney. And then let's go to playlists. And let's see. Spelljammer Combat and Exploration Development. That's a huge channel of me building the entire Spelljammer book. Digital painting techniques, extracted conversations, Infernal War Machines is fun stuff. Oh, this is the full playlist of 400 episodes of Building Spelljammer. Martial Powers mechanic design is what we're currently doing here. You can dive into any of that stuff, any topic that's of interest. D&D class design. This is when we were playing. Here's MTG to D&D conversion stuff. If that's more of the speed that you're looking at. Ravnica hex crawl, adventure dungeon designs. Just some general principles about converting cards. We took the Eldraine Monster Manual and we looked at and analyzed all of the monsters in there into MTG stuff. Here we're building the Rubble Belt campaign that we're currently using to playtest. Here's some game mechanic design stuff for the Martial Power stuff. Let's see. Also got... It's not well organized because I'm the worst. YouTube hates me. D&D conversions. Ravnica Rangers. Here's me building a blue mana Ranger archetype for a Thopter Drone command. 5-color mana mechanics. That's a good place to go. This has got us talking about designing color mana spell point sorcerers, which we'll publish after 2024 comes out. Here's looking at Strixhaven color design. This is more sorcerer. More sorcerer there. Walking through the Elemental Key book here. It's an entire walkthrough, though we have updated it, and we will update it again once the September book drops. But that's a full walkthrough of this book as well. I don't know, man. There's just shit all over the place. So if you look at the really old videos, you'll see me without teeth because I have dental implants now. Some of my teeth got shattered when I got hit in the face with basically a club, and so I had to go get things fixed, and so you'll see me without teeth on a lot of these. But yeah, God knows I need to have some sort of a intro thing going on at some point for this stuff. But yeah, be welcome. So if you think any of this stuff is cool, drop in my Discord channel and be welcome to ask me any kind of questions that you got. I'm going to be back tomorrow morning to continue working on the Eberron Adventure NPC tokens. I'll be back Thursday morning for more artwork, and then I'll be back Thursday night to do design work, Friday morning to do artwork, Friday lunch to do more class design for monks, and then Saturday morning, probably more monks, and then we'll finish the monks, and then we'll move on to the next project. So that's where we're at right now. Anyone that's interested, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notifications when I'm live in the future. And thanks a lot for being here. I got to bounce. See you guys later.